Ally saving buckets are one of the most popular ways to organize sinking funds, but there is a lot of confusion about how they work. In this video, I'll show you exactly how Ally savings buckets work, making sure I answer the most frequently asked questions. I'll show you how I personally use them and give you everything you need to know to get started. And before I even get started, let me answer the most commonly asked questions. Ally buckets do not create multiple savings accounts. With Ally's online savings accounts, you have one savings account and you can create multiple buckets inside that for you to visually separate your money, but it's just one account number, one routing number. Here I am in the dashboard inside of Ally. I've logged in and I'm looking at a snapshot of my accounts. So this is showing me my total balance for all Ally accounts. So this includes checking, savings, investments, CDs. I just have a checking account and a savings account. We're focusing on the savings accounts and buckets today. But if I scroll down, I can see all of my bank accounts. So here's the checking account. If I scroll down, here's my savings account. I've nicknamed it sinking funds. If I click here, it will take me to that, showing me my available balance. I can customize this right over here, move up and down, or decide what I want to delete, what I want to show. If you continue to scroll down, at a glance, you will see your buckets and your balance in those buckets. You can do a one-time transfer here from a linked account into your Ally or from your Ally account to a linked one. But we're going to focus on savings. So let's go over to my savings account. And my savings account is nicknamed sinking funds. If I want to change that, I just edit it. We'll turn it to personal sinking funds. And it is also showing me my available balance and my current balance. So available balance, this is subtracting any pending transaction, pending deposits, pending withdrawals. The current balance does not include the pending. It's also showing me how much I've earned. So I've earned almost $300 in interest and my current interest rate is 3.1%. My account numbers here, if I click show, it will show me the entire account number. If I go to account details, it's going to show me all of the basics I want to know. My routing number, what type of account it is, who the owners are, who the beneficiaries are, what the interest rate is. That's a little bit different than the APY, when my next statement is. So you can see transactions remaining. So with Ally's online savings account, you can have 10 withdrawals from your savings account. Now you can withdraw from multiple buckets in one transaction. I'll show you how to do that, but you get 10 withdrawals per statement. So it's not technically per month, it's per statement. So my statement is from the restarts on the 25th. So it's not the first of the month, it's the 25th of the month through the 24th of the next month. Okay. Now, moving on. You can see here, you can toggle between the activity in your savings account, your buckets, or your boosters, and you can choose which one to see. So if you come over here to customize, there are these three tabs. By default, mine is set to show me my buckets because that's what I want to see. You can also show activity or boosters. I'll give you a quick overview of those. Activity is just showing you the last 3 months, like your balance over the last 3 months. And if you scroll down, it's your history, transaction history. If you go to boosters, this is just another way for additional savings. It's showing me this is my balance today. And if I continue with the reoccurring transactions I have, this is how much I'll have in 3 years. That yellow is my current balance plus a little bit interest. The green is the reoccurring. I don't have surprise savings. So those are the 3 different ways. You can do reoccurring transfers. That's one of their ways to save more money. I've got that set up. I'll show you how to do it. You can do roundups. If you have a checking account here, you can round up to the nearest dollar and have it deposited into a bucket. You can see I have that turned on. And then you can do what is called surprise savings. So you can link an account. It can be an external checking account, and it's going to inspect your account, analyze it, and if it thinks you have extra cash, it will transfer some into your bucket. There are limitations on how often, how much they will do. I do not have that one turned on, but this is where you would go to do any of those savings. I like mine on buckets, and we're focusing mostly on buckets. So I will show you how to do everything on buckets, everything I've talked about. If I scroll down, I can see all of my buckets at a glance. Now with Ally, you can have 30 buckets. By default, everyone has this core savings bucket, and everything will automatically come into and out of that. You can create as many buckets as you want. So at a glance, you can see my core savings bucket has $9.46. And this little thing means Roundup is turned on. So if I'm using my debit card, the Roundup feature will deposit money into this bucket. My car maintenance, I have $445 balance, or that's how much I have in the account. And this icon means it's got reoccurring transfer set up. Now all of these say set goal. So I don't have a goal set for these, but if you scroll down here, my Christmas bucket, I have $415. I have a reoccurring transfer. You can see my goal is $1,000 in here by December 1st. So you can see this like dark purplish is my progress. So I'm not quite halfway there. These buckets are just a way to visually separate your money. You have one savings account number, but you can create up to 30 different buckets to visually separate your money. It's just one account, but it's visually separated. Let me show you how to add a goal, and then I'll walk through all the different settings and how to do different things. So to add a goal, I'll just click add another here, and it's telling me, so 30 are available. I have 8, so I can do 22 more. Let's say I want to save up for a vacation and a new car. So I'll click those. You can kind of see they're outlined. You can just click one. You can click as many as you want. We're going to do vacation and new car. Click done. And it's going to walk you through the steps to set it up. Okay, so now I have those 2 buckets. If I just click out of it, so I can go on to add money and set goals, I'm just going to X out of it to show you what that looks like. So now I have a vehicle and a vacation. I can sort alphabetically. I can by balance. I'm just going to keep them how they are. But if I want to edit one, let's say vacation, I'll click on it. Edit the bucket. I can change the name to kid car. We're going to save up for a car for our kids. Update that. And you can see my balance is 0 right here. Now I'll show you how to go through and set goals. So you can individually set a goal for a specific bucket, or you can come to goals and choose which ones you want to set a goal for. So we have a goal for our vacation and for our kids' car. So I'm going to select both of those. I'll go to next. So the kids' car, I can rename it here, a target amount. Let's say we want $8,000 for our kids' car, and we want it by end of September. So I'll set that goal. It's thinking, and now it's going to ask me about my vacation goal. We want next spring break to go on vacation. I'm thinking maybe 5,000, and I can just scroll through, and we'll want that by the middle of March. So now that goal is set. So I can add money to the buckets, add recurring transfers, but I'll show you how to do everything manually. So now you can see when I open it, it's now given me my target goal, my date, and it's going to track as I add money in. Now, if you want to move money between your buckets, let me show you how to do that. Come up here to distribute, and there are 2 ways you can do it. You can distribute between 2 buckets, so from one bucket to another. So I'll show you. If you click from what bucket, it's showing you your buckets and your balance. So let's say core savings, I don't need anything in there. I want that to go to our house maintenance. I can click on that and I can choose the amount, and I'm going to choose $9.46. So I'll submit that. And now if I go back to my buckets, I can just exit out right here. I will see there's nothing in core savings, and now my house maintenance has gone up. Let's go back to distribute. So that's how you transfer from one bucket to another. If you want to just redistribute everything, click choose multiple buckets. It's showing you I've got $2,706, and it's showing me how much is in each. But if I click here to distribute your money, I can reassign it however I want. Let's say our car maintenance, I'm going to take 300 out of that. Now you will see I'm 300 over my balance. So I got to remove 300 from somewhere. So I'll take it out of car maintenance. You can redistribute however you want. So you could add a lot to the car, or take away from the house maintenance, or take some out of clothing. You just have to make it equal to 2,706, to whatever your current balance is. You have to redistribute that. So if I click distribute, it will now rearrange and change how much is in each of those buckets. So it's still the same amount, but it's now 300 is in my kid's car, and I have less in our car maintenance. A question I commonly get asked is, how do you choose what your money goes into or what it comes out of? There are a few ways to do this. The first way is if you go to settings, you can choose how money goes out. By default, your money will always come out of your core savings bucket first, but we can click here to update the settings, and you can just move arrows. So let's say I Christmas, if I want it to come out of Christmas, I'll just move that up. So if there's nothing in core savings, it will come out of Christmas. If there's nothing in Christmas, then it will come out of our kids' car fund. I personally do not use this because whenever I create transfers, I tell it which bucket to come out of. But if you don't want to label what bucket you want your money coming out of, this would be how you do it. So we'll save those changes. And now we can look at how the money goes in. So anytime money is deposited, you can choose how it goes in. So let's come to update settings. And as of right now, if money comes in and I'm not assigning it a budget bucket beforehand, 100% is going to house maintenance. Maybe I want 50% to go to vacation. And now look, I'm over by 50%. So I gotta change that 50% to vacation, 50% to house maintenance. You can choose it all to go into one bucket. You can choose to divide it up however you want. Like I said, I usually identify my buckets before I transfer money, but this is one way to do it. Interest paid, you choose one bucket. So you earn interest on everything in your Ally account, whether it's in a bucket or just the core savings. Your interest will be deposited once a month on the last day of your statement. So my statement was the 25th. So on the 25th of the month is when I get my interest deposited, and I can choose which bucket I want it to go into. So I have mine in house maintenance. Let's switch it to vacation. So every month when I get my interest payment, it will go into my vacation bucket by default. Now on to reoccurring transactions. There are a couple of ways to handle these. One way to do this is we can open up the bucket individually, the kid's car, and I can activate boosters because reoccurring transfer is one of those boosters. If I click on reoccurring transfer, I've already got $818 going into Ally each month, but I can add another one and choose how often. There are a couple of options. So let's say I want it to be monthly and I want $50. I'll move on. And then I choose what bucket I want that to go into my vacation. So $50 is going to go into my vacation, and I will go to next, and it's going to ask me what account. So I have to choose an account. It doesn't have to be an Ally account. So I personally transfer from our main checking to my Ally savings, and I can choose how often and when I want it to start. This is not how I typically do recurring transfers, but this is one way to do them. Option 2, which is the way I like to do recurring transfers, is to anywhere inside your account, go up to transfers, select bank transfers, and you can do this for money going in or money coming out. I am going to choose to transfer money into my buckets. So I will select an external main bank into I'm going to choose personal sinking funds because that's my Ally savings account. So from my personal bank into my Ally sinking funds. Let's say every month I want to transfer $500. That's great, fine and dandy. If I do it today, it will be delivered on May 29th. But I want to select the bucket amounts. So every month I want $500 to be transferred into my buckets. I can choose how it's divided up. So 500, I just have to make it add up to 500. So let's say I want to put 200 in here and 300 in our vacations. So it is adding up. So you can see it's green. I'm good to transfer. So if I click save, now it's going to transfer the $500 into those buckets that I chose. I have to choose if it's one time or how often. And there are a lot more options if you do it this way. So let's say I want to do the first business day of every month, and I can choose when I start. So maybe I'm not ready to start in July. I want to wait till August, and then I can end it on a specific date or when I have a certain amount in that bucket, or I leave mine open-ended. Whenever I cancel is when it'll stop. So if I review, it's going to show me when it's scheduled. So I scheduled it for August 3rd. That's the day it will be in my account. So it pulls it out a couple of days earlier than that. And I submit it, and then it will start that automation. I don't actually want to do this, so I am going to cancel it. If you already have automatic transfer set up, let me show you in the transfers tab, activity, it's showing me my scheduled. So my $818, if I click on that, it's going to show me the details, but I can click edit, and I can edit just this next transfer that's coming up. I can cancel it. So let's see. If I edit the next transfer, I will just edit for just this next one. If I edit the reoccurring, it will edit every single reoccurring transfer. Cancel the next, it's just going to cancel the next. That's like skipping it. Delete the reoccurring plan will delete all of it. So let me just show you. If I want to edit it, you can edit the amount and when it comes, but you can't edit the buckets. So if something changes, I would just delete the plan plan and restart a new reoccurring. Just something I have learned. If I want to see how much money I have had through reoccurring transfers into a bucket, let me show you. I'll go to my savings account. And if I click on a bucket, so my fun money, let's click on that one. And it's by default, it's showing me 3 months worth of stuff. So I have had reoccurring transfers. I have over 3 months, I've added $75 to this. That's because I get $25 each month. So I can see I had $25 deposited, $25 I redistributed. That means I reallocated and I took $52 out. If I click view more, then I can go back a little bit further. Ally savings buckets are definitely not perfect and they work better for some budgeting types more than others, but they make saving up for those irregular expenses so much easier. If you don't think Ally is the right fit for you, do not fear. There are 2 other high yield savings accounts I use and highly recommend, SoFi and Wealthfront. I'll have videos to each of those, links in the description box, but also I'll have them playing right up here on the screen so that you can find the one that's best for you. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.